Today on the show, we've got Mustang keys, and we're probably going to take what might be the final ride in the Mustang. I've got some final thoughts about this car and some things I just love, and there's a couple things that I could do without. But you know what we got to do? We got to push the button and fire that baby up. Let's go. As you can see, there's GoPros mounted, so let's go have some fun. All right, let's get in this bad boy. She's loud and proud, and she wants to eat, and I want some AC because it is freaking hot out here today. So we ordered this Mustang, I believe it was late March, early April, somewhere in there. We ordered the Mustang, and we were one of Brighton Ford's first customers for the Mustang, and they no markups on that, so which was nice getting a first car. And the car went through some quality checks, man. They didn't release them. It was built in, if I remember right, late June, somewhere in there, and they didn't release it till August, and that was agonizing because, you know, I, like everyone, I love new cars, and I love testing cars, and especially when they're going to be ours for a while. I really like the idea of getting the car as quick as possible. Well, we picked it up in August. Me and Kelly flew up to Detroit, picked it up, drove it back. Was amazed at the fuel economy we got in this car. It was 22 to 24 somewhere in there for a V8. That is right, the 5-liter Coyote V8 in this thing. Love this engine, man. Every time you start this car, it just brings a smile to my face. We drove it back to Tennessee in a day. No problems there, and it's been good to go. Now, with this car, we have not put a ton of miles on this, and you may be saying, Dave, why would you not drive this car a lot? Well, for one, we knew it was going to be a short-term ownership deal, so we didn't want to risk, you know, just tearing it up, you know, at the mall or whatever, dings and doors and stuff like that. So we've been kind of careful with what we do with this car, and it's made me think a lot about how I would use this car. Now, if I had a garage, which I do have a garage, you've seen it on camera, which is just full of all kinds of nonsense, this definitely, at my age, would be a garage car for me. Ideally, I would love to have this car, leave it in the garage, take it like today is Sunday, take it for a Sunday drive, and that's how I would enjoy this car. It's so much fun to drive. And could you daily this thing? Of course you could. And I think if you're a single individual and you want a Mustang, definitely. This thing is definitely made to daily. But at my age, at nearly 50 years old, I think the car for me is that Sunday driver, and I think that's the benefit of this thing. We leave it parked in the driveway. When I need some zoomies in my life, I hop in this thing, and when we just need to beat something up, we use the Bronco or now the Raptor. And this car has been great, though. I can't complain. The one thing I was worried about initially was the big screen in this thing, and well, it's not bothered me at all, and I love how it's so customizable. I usually keep it in sport mode, the screen for me, but I like you can go into, you know, you want the Fox body, and I know they're supposed to update it for the 60th anniversary where you can get the kind of throwback 60s look to it, but I like the customizable stuff to it, and all the track features in this car have been amazing. We took it out, and you've seen the video where me and my buddy, we went and ripped on this thing and had a blast with it. And for me, like I said earlier, that's where I see the benefit of this car from my family. Now, I think it was $57,015. So what did we get for that? We got the GT Premium with the Nite Pony package, and you know, it had the performance pack on it. So 486 horsepower in this car. I can't believe how fast this car is. I really can't. Is Vet and all the other bigger cars, yeah, there's faster cars out there, but guess what? I can't use the 486 horsepower I have now. Sure, I can take it to a track and use it that way, this would ideally, that would be great. If I had a local track that I could go to on the weekends, 100% we would go have some fun with it. I can't personally use the 486 horsepower I have now. Not to mention, you know, you can put a supercharger on these things and you're well over 800 horsepower, which is just ridiculous. And Ford knows the clientele for this car, and they know, hey, they're gonna wanna upgrade it and they're gonna wanna have fun with it. We've seen all the videos on YouTube where people got the cars, they're putting new rims on them, wheels on them, changing the suspension and all that. Where I'm at in my life, I don't see doing that right now. I think the way the car came with, especially the Nite Pony package, I love the blacked out appearance of this car. I think that is just perfect in my opinion. I chose the Rapid Red because I wanted, out of all the colors I saw, I wanted something that was somewhat of a 60s color. And I feel like Rapid Red does have it's not a deep candy apple red, but it does have that kind of nice, there's some nice throwback color to it. And with the black interior and all that, I think it's spec'd out perfectly, because we've got with premium edition, we got leather seats in this thing, and they look great. And sure, I could have went with something, I could have put the Recaro seats and all that in this car. I don't think for me, like I said, I'm not doing much racing right now, so I don't think I needed that race style seats. And plus, when we've done trips in this car, I think that's these seats right now are very comfortable. Of course, premium package, getting heated and cooled seats. I've got them cooled seats on right now, and Kelly's a big fan of those seats and always tells me all the time you'd love them. I got them, and I did love them. I think they're amazing. Cool butt, happy life. That's for me. Now, I gotta grab my camera here because there's one thing that bothers me about this car I want to get into real quick. And you would think, oh, it's that big screen, right, Dave? So I don't know if you can see it right now, but look at the glare. So they got that faux carbon fiber that you can see right there. Well, that faux carbon fiber in midday just reflects like crazy. Of course, it's not even showing half as bad as it is. That's been one of my downsides to this car is I don't think it's because of the screen. I just think they needed to leave the blacked out dash the way it was and that. And I think I'd be happy with that. Clearly, Ford is looking at what BMW is doing. And it's very BMW-like in this car, and that's the audience they want to go for because Camaro's dead. Challenger Charger's dead. They have nobody to compete with now except the cool Germans and some of the European models, which this car definitely does, man. The suspension of this thing, the handling of it is great and makes me happy. And I do love, we've owned some BMW products in the past, and I've loved those products. And it's probably one of the best vehicles I've ever driven was the BMW product. So well, let's get into this car a little bit though, because I hit the curvy roads. I want to do some zoomies. Now, automatic transmission, this thing, you can hear the rev matching of it. I got it in track mode. That right there, see, that's where this car benefits me. Listen to that thing. Oh my God, it sounds so good. And that's where I can get out on a country road and just get into this car a little bit. And it makes me so happy. Now, we got good summer sticky tires on this thing as part of the performance package of this thing. And I'll bring them up on screen so you can see them. Oh, geez. I haven't drove this car in a couple weeks and it makes me smile so much, man. Hopefully it comes through in the video. But we're getting performance tires on this thing as well, which part of the performance package, which I love. Big Brembo brakes on this, so when you need to stop, if you are going to take it to the track, go have some fun. But automatic transmission in this thing, I love it. We got paddle shifters down here, so I can have some fun. I feel connected to the car still, which is nice. In my opinion, this is better than the 6-speed manual transmission they're putting in it, only because that is a Ford-made transmission. This is not. And there's been some, in the previous version, there was a lot of issues with that 6-speed manual. A lot of breakage. You want to have some fun, you can still downshift. Like I said, this car will do rev matching, which is nice. And listen to that. That's just why you buy this car. You want something, it's a 4-seater car, but let's say it's a 2-seater car. My daughter fits back there, but it's not super comfortable for her. And this is why you buy this car. You want to, maybe you and whoever you're with, you want to go have some excitement. You want to go downtown, wherever you're at, and you want to feel like you're in a luxury vehicle. This is pretty much it. Now, it doesn't have all the luxury features. And I have complained about some of the cheapness in this car, which still irks me just a little bit. Some of the materials they used, I would have liked to seen for $57,000 a little bit better, because I can look at my Ranger Raptor that I have right now, and it was $58,000. And the interior, I feel in that is so much better than the Mustang. Now, Mustang, you're getting the V8, so there is some give and take with that. And I gotta slow down just a little bit. I got a nice curvy road, and I got a car in front of me. It's killing me. But some of the materials you get in this, the faux carbon fiber in it, I liked it at first, but I'm kind of over it now. I would have liked to seen more of it, just a nice glossy black feel maybe. I don't know if it would reflect any better. Well, let's see. I gotta get this corner. Oh man, I love this car. But yes, some of the materials in this, I would like to see Ford step it up just a little bit for the price they're getting on this. Now, I think Mustang's biggest problem is it's not a volume car anymore. The people, the age group, I think, is sort of waning on this car right now. The younger drivers are not all into this right now, and it's more Tesla, stuff like that. But I think if you experience the V8, you're going to understand it and enjoy it quite a bit. And like I said, on highway, we've gotten amazing mileage on this thing. City, not too bad, but I'm in the car too much. I keep it pretty much in track mode, which is, you're not supposed to. but I want to hear it and feel it the best I can. I think if the younger generation will get this, and maybe it's the secondhand ownership car where that generation will start buying this car a little bit more, I think they'll get it and really enjoy this vehicle. And thank God Ford has said, CEO Jim Farley has said, the V8 is not going anywhere in this thing, which that really makes me happy, because a Mustang, if there's no V8 in a Mustang, that's not a Mustang. And I know 4-cylinder guy out there is going to disagree with me and go, hey, I love mine. 100% more power to you, because, well, these cars have to hit, there's certain miles per gallon they have to hit. So that helps feed into that. And of course, I think also Mustang Mach-E, I think that's another reason why they're able to do the V8 in this thing. And it's because I think they combined Mustang name, and I think it helps bring up their federal CAFE regs for this car. I think it helps elevate that. And I don't know that for a fact. I should reach out to somebody at Ford and ask about that, but I think that's part of why Mustang is being able to have a V8 still, is due to the Mach-E. And Mach-E, you know, I wish they would call it just a Mach-E, but it is what it is. But if it does help keep this car around, I'm more power to that. Now, I want to show the interior of this vehicle, and I'm going to kind of go bit by bit a little bit about it, because there's a few things that still irk me. I've told you, this center cluster with the pony button, your cars and coffee button, your hazard lights and all that, that still bothers me a little bit, how cheap that looks and feels. The last generation, I like kind of the toggle switch better. It's probably just my personal opinion, but I just felt like it just felt, I don't know, felt more quality. This little push panel button, it's just wiggly, and I don't like that. Once again, the reflection up on the windshield, that's just needs to be, I mean, I almost, if I'm going to keep this car, I might put some vinyl wrap up there just to see if that helped it any, because it's in my eyes now, and it's midday. I'm recording this around 12:30, and it's just all across the dash, and I don't see the rest of the dash. I just see the carbon fibers, so that kind of bothers me. Some of the stuff I've nitpicked in the past, the same switches that we've seen over and over. I understand, to get this car we need to use some commonality parts. I get it, but still, kind of, I wished it was just a little bit better quality. But overall, the experience for $57,015 starting this car, I look past a lot of that stuff, and I think you would too. If you really get to sit behind the seat of this thing and get to take it for a drive, I think that's where it is. Now, being $57,015, you know, this being the Nite Pony package, which is an additional charge, and I'll throw it up on screen, the cost of that. The performance package of this thing, the premium package, did add some money to this thing. I think for around mid-40s, you can get a GT. I think you add the performance package to that all day long, and you're happy. I just, at my stage in life, I wanted some nicer seats. I didn't want any cloth seats or anything like that, and I think it's been well worth it for me. In the comments below, how would you spec yours? Are you more about, hey, I just want pure performance, I don't care about the interior stuff? Or are you in my age group where you're like, hey, the heated cool seats is very nice, heated steering wheel, some of that stuff, if I'm going to drive it on the winter, you know, you could drive this car in the winter. I didn't really much. I think those are nice features, and you know, maybe you throw a set of winter tires on it and you still drive it around and have some fun. Right now we are at 3,600 miles in this thing, 3620.4 to be exact, and that, for owning this car almost a year now, that's not many miles. But once again, for my lifestyle, I think this is a garage car for me. I go out, I maybe want to go run some errands in it and feel the big V8 engine, and not daily drive it, but very capable of being a daily driver. And if you want to do that, like I said earlier, so be it. So in the comments below, where are you at with this car? How do you see the Mustang fitting your lifestyle if you were to look at that? We have no more really pony cars right now. The Camaro's dead. Like I said, the Challenger Charger, who knows? It's sort of an EV. Maybe we're going to get the straight six in that, but it's not going to sound like this big V8 at all. So you know what to do. Smash that like button for me. Go ahead if you have not subscribed to the channel. We do get into performance vehicles when we can get into them, and this is going to be probably our final ride with this car. So it's kind of going to make me a little bit sad that this car's got to move on to somebody else, but you never know what's going to hit the driveway next for our next long-term review. So whether it be two-wheel drive, four-wheel drive, this rear-wheeled bad mother effer that I get to drive thanks to you guys, it's been your All-Terrain Nation. I'm your host, David Boyd, and we're out. Now let's stomp it. Yes! Yes, I love this car so much. I'm gonna be so sad that she's gone.